Okay, so we'll record it so it goes right up on Blackboard. So stop me at any time, ask me any questions that you want to ask me. So you guys are all hopefully going to start your internships in January. It's 2 semesters of internship, and we're going to talk about that, but I'm going to show you a couple things tonight. So we're going to talk about the site requirements, what your site supervisor needs to have, what your site needs to have. We're going to talk about, there's a continuous class on Blackboard that I'm going to introduce you to, and that's where internship will be, like everything will be stored. And then there's a to-do list for you in here for what to do next. So internship requirements, your internship will span a minimum of 2 semesters. The way that Warner does it is you can sign up for like 1 to 9 classes, 9 credits of internship, I believe. You guys all just need 6 credits of internship. Understand that in the bridge program that, you know, you guys all work and it's hard to get your internship in. So if you need an extension, we can talk about that at the end of the 2nd semester. So we'll start in January, and then internship will end in August. You'll go from January to August for internship for those 2 semesters. It's 600 hours. 240 of those hours minimum have to be direct. So you can have more than 240 direct hours. I would highly recommend getting more than 240 direct hours, but at a minimum 240 direct. And so direct is individual and group counseling with clients. So direct is face-to-face with clients. Direct can also be observing or shadowing your site supervisor. So depending on the level of comfort your site supervisor has with you seeing clients right off the gate, they might have you shadow at first. I did my internship in a private practice, and my supervisor had me shadow for like the first 3 or 4 sessions, which I was very grateful for. But that still counts as direct hours because you're with the client. And then you need your indirect hours. So the indirect hours are everything that you have left. Indirect hours can be supervision. They can be professional development. Anytime that you spend researching what's going on with your client, anytime that you spend writing notes, any meetings that you go to, everything else that's not direct individual and group counseling are your indirect hours. So the way to get this done in 2 semesters is about 16 hours a week. Will get you there. So if you can spend 16 hours a week at your internship, you should be good. Internship class is our only synchronous class in the entire bridge program. So internship class is going to run Monday nights, every other Monday, starting whenever the semester starts in January. And I'll send out a calendar as we get closer, but we'll meet 5 to 8 via Zoom every other Monday. Class is required. You do have to come to class. That being said, I know things come up and we all have families and most of you guys work in schools and that kind of thing. So if there's a class that you have to miss, just let me know and we'll figure out how you can make it up. Internship class is probably for me the best part of this entire program because it's really a chance where you guys get to know each other and learn from each other, and we're together essentially like a year, like we're together a really long time. So I've had people get married during internship. I've had people have babies during internship. Like it just turns into a really nice cohort. So I'm excited for you guys to have that experience. Questions about this part of it, about the hours?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. When you said 16 hours a week to kind of stay on track, was that including the time that you're doing to write the notes,
Yeah.
the professional development?
Yep.
And how are you going to log? Like, how is that going to be logged to make sure that you're, getting credit for that time?
Yep. Great question. So when we go into the, can't see you. There you are. When we go into the Blackboard course, I'll show you. So everything will be housed on Blackboard, like assignments, like you guys do now. But there's log sheets that you fill out every week. You fill out your log sheet, and then we'll decide as a group. Like at Medai, we had to upload them every month, but that was kind of a pain in the butt. But we'll figure it out. So you'll upload your log sheets, and the log sheets have different requirements on them. So it'll say like individual session, group session, consultation, meeting, supervision, and you just write you type the number of hours in there. It's like a running Excel sheet. And so that'll log it for you. But you won't get that till the class starts in January. You don't have to worry about it now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question about this part of it? And we'll go over it again. This is just like an overview. Okay, so New York State site requirements. You guys are responsible for getting your own sites. Okay, so you're all over the state of New York, and we will help you as much as we can help you. But you're responsible for getting your own sites. I would say start looking right now if you already haven't. I know some of you already have sites from, you thought internship was going to start before when we were at Medaille. But if you haven't started looking, start looking now. Sometimes it's harder to get into sites in January than it would be, say, September. So you want to make sure that you're able to get into a site. So your sites, this is what New York State says the sites have to be. So a professional corporation registered by an LLC or a limited liability partnership, a sole proprietorship owned by a licensee, a professional partnership owned by a licensee. Those are all private practices. So it can be a private practice. A program or service operated, regulated, funded, or approved by the Department of Mental Hygiene, Office of Family and Child Services, Department of Corrections, Temporary Disability, State Office for the Aging, Department of Health. So those would be your agencies. So any sort of agency that's able to deliver mental health services is a place where you could do your site. It could be your site. An entity holding a waiver issued by the department. So there's some entities out there that get like special permission to do mental health counseling. So if you're in a site like that, then we would just need the waiver. Like Warner would just need the waiver for that. A program or facility authorized under federal law, or an entity authorized under New York law of the laws of the jurisdiction in which the entity is located. Is everybody's site in New York State? Let me ask that question, because I know some folks live close to Jersey or Connecticut or whatever, but everybody's in New York State. It's okay if you're not. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Any questions about what the site has to look like? So you're looking at a private practice, a hospital, an agency, a school. You can do a school. It has to be outside of your job at the school. You have to have appropriate supervision, and it has to be like something that's different from your job. So if your school has like a family, I don't know, based health center attached to it, or if it has like family support center attached to it that's run by an LMHC, like you can do it there. It just has to be separate from your job. We good? Okay, site supervisor requirements. So only certain credentials in New York State can be your site supervisors. So an LMHC or an LCSW. An LMSW cannot be a site supervisor for an LMHC. An LMHC is considered a higher, quote unquote, credential than a licensed master social worker. The social worker has to have the C in order to be your site supervisor. I know that there's this ridiculous territorial fight between LMHCs and LCSWs that are still going on, but I will tell you that my supervisors were LCSWs, and they were so smart and so clinically strong. So it doesn't matter. Just making sure that you're getting the best supervision that you can. It can be a psychologist, it can be a psychiatrist, it can be a medical doctor, or it can be a nurse practitioner. I've never had a student have a psychiatrist, an MD, or a nurse practitioner. I have had them have a psychologist, but usually the last three are harder to find. So it's typically an LMHC or an LCSW. They are required to provide you with 1 hour of individual supervision per week minimum. So you and your site supervisor sitting down and having clinical supervision for 1 hour a week. Your site supervisors will know that this is their requirement. This is what New York State requires. I've had students in the past where, everybody's busy. We get that. But if you're taking on an intern, the site supervisor is saying, I'm going to do the supervision. So if you ever come across a time when you're not getting the supervision you feel like you need to tell me right away. And then all of our site supervisors go to a supervision community of practice 2 times per year virtually. You guys don't have to worry about that. I'll help to invite them, and it gets facilitated by other members of our faculty. And I'll let them know that as well. So they do get some training, like we do give them some training through Warner, and they have to give you the 1 hour per week. Questions about that? No, pretty straightforward. All right, Blackboard continuous course. In your Blackboard, you should all be enrolled in this continuous course, and it looks like this: Warner Bridge CMHC internship. Can you guys see if you can pull it up? The way to get it is you have to, let me pull up Blackboard. Oh, it won't let me minimize it. Hold on. Back to my Zoom. Okay, so it looks like this: Warner Bridge CMHC internship. If you type in this little box right here, search your course, if you type bridge and hit enter, the course should come up. Let me know if you guys can see it.
I can see it. I just can't access it yet.
Same.
You can't? Private. I wonder
It
why.
says that it's private.
It says
Same.
it's private?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yes.
Because I know you're all in there. I wonder if I can make it unprivate. Make available. There. Can you see it now? Maybe log out and log back in.
It works now.
Yay!
Yep.
1 for 1. Okay. So what you do is see this little star over here. If you click on the star, it'll make it purple. And then this continuous course will show up on your homepage for Blackboard from now on. So the continuous course is pretty cool. Everybody that's ever going to be registered in the online bridge program will be put into this continuous course. So this is the place, you know how sometimes I got to send you guys announcements in pre-prac or announcements in problem ID. Like, this is the place where I can send all your announcements now, and it'll go to everybody in the bridge program. So that'll be really helpful. So I'm going to show you what yours looks like. I'm going to go into student view. So this is what you should see when you open it up, correct? It says, welcome to continuous course, and there's me and there's Yin Long. So this is a really good time. Before we go any further, Yin Long, do you want to introduce yourself?
Excuse me.
Sure. Hi, everyone.
Oh.
My name is Yin Long Liu, and hopefully I will be your teaching assistant for next semester. And I'm a doc student here at Warner. This is my 2nd year. And just saying, like, my biggest interest is clinical supervision. I did finish the course with doc. It's fantastic, and I just can't wait to working with you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. So Yin Long helps me in my, he's our doc assistantship student in my other job with all of our interns. So he's really, really great at supervision, and we have a big class. So we're lucky that he'll be with us. You guys will love him. Altivice, did you have a question?
At first, I couldn't find the
Oh.
exact one for the bridge mental health because I have 2 internships on my page for courses.
You do?
Yeah.
Does everybody? Alicia's saying yes.
Yeah, I have it too.
I can see the internship course for the MS program.
Yes.
I see one.
Oh, you shouldn't. Okay.
I have it listed twice as well.
Okay. I will send our friends at IT a message and make sure that that goes away.
Yeah, the 2 of them is the practicum and the internship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have practicum on there at all. None of you have to take practicum. Okay.
And I can access internship, the
Oh.
MS internship.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, they're both open.
And it looks like it's not in here. It's in it's out here.
Yeah.
Okay. Just ignore it. Pretend it doesn't exist, and then we'll figure that out. Okay, so in here, this is where there's nothing in here yet because I'm just building it, but this is your continuous course. So we'll put lots and lots of documents on here. If you click on the left, your internship course will come up. This is your cohort, January 2024. Okay. All the documents that you need will be in here. So the only thing that you need right now is there's an internship site Google form that I'm going to show you. So you can't start in your internship until your site is vetted. I have to vet your site and have you in long vet some sites too. You can't do anything until the University of Rochester says, oh yeah, okay, this is an okay site. Okay, so between now and January, that's what I'm going to work on doing for you, making sure that your sites are all vetted and there's tons of information and that kind of stuff. So if you go in here and you hit click to launch, you're going to see this is going to come up. Internship sites spring 2024. I'm asking that you get this complete by December 1st. Hopefully you'll have a site by December 1st. All of this information will help us to organize like where everybody is. So you put your name, your internship site name, your internship site address, the type of site it is. Again, this comes from the New York State website. If it's another one, just list the other, like if it's a school, put other or put NA if not applicable. Your site supervisor's name, their credential, their email, and their phone number. And I'm going to take it from there. So you're going to put all this stuff in here and it's up to me to vet your site. Does that make sense? Okay. Go back to this. So here's your to-do list, and then you guys can ask me any questions you want to ask me. So between now and hopefully December 1st, hopefully you've already done this. You're going to research and choose a site. There's a concept map that I'm going to show you that's really cool in a second, but you're going to research and you're going to choose a site that works for you. Let me grab the concept map. So this is super helpful and it'll be linked in here as soon as we go off. Come on. Okay, for those of you that don't have a site yet, and when you're thinking about, is this place an appropriate site or not? This is a concept map that you can use. So these are all of the things that you should have the opportunity to do in your sites. So you want to make sure that your sites have access to this. So New York State requires you to diagnose, they require you to do assessments, they require you to do documentation. So you want to make sure that you have opportunities to do all of those things. So thinking about your site, you can list what your site has based on these opportunities. You have to do group and or family work. So you have to do individual and you have to do group. New York State does not tell you how much of each you have to do, but you definitely have to have group experience. Sometimes in a private practice, that can be really hard to do if the private practitioner doesn't lead group. So we're going to have to be creative with that and find you a group in a different way. I've done that before with folks that work in schools or whatever, but making sure that you can get into some group or family work. Counseling and psychotherapy. So you have to do individual counseling, you have to do psychotherapy over multiple sessions, and then an opportunity to engage in prevention and wellness activities with clients. So making sure you're able to do that. Case management is really important. So anytime that you take on a client, you are going to be doing case management with that client. So things like referring them to community supports or, helping them with any basic needs stuff or reaching out to any kind of collaterals about them. So their PCP or their school or whoever. So case management, opportunities to interface with legal systems regarding court referred clients. You want to get, that's not required, but you want to get as much experience as you can with things that are kind of outside your comfort zone. So if you've never interfaced with the legal system before, maybe this is something that you want to think about doing. Or if you've never interfaced with a hospital system before, maybe that's something you want to think about doing. You want to get as much experience as you can. Technology exposure, you can do telehealth. You can do telemental health practices for your internship. It's really hard, I'll tell you that. It's really hard not to be on site with somebody and not to be able to, I don't know, I learned by modeling, so not to be able to see that. New York State does allow you to do it, but in my opinion, a hybrid model is best if you can, if you're into the telehealth thing and you want to do that, just so you can get a little bit of exposure in some sort of agency or private practice. And then clinical skill enhancement. So you want to make sure that you're working with a very diverse, large group of clients, right? So diverse in terms of race, class, gender, disability, diagnosis, cultural identity, or context. Again, this is about you being able to practice in a safe environment where you're going to have a lot of supervision. So you want to work with as many clients as you can. We want to try as many evidence-based treatment protocols as we can. I know you guys don't do this, but sometimes traditional master's students are like, oh, I'm person-centered. Okay, so what else are you doing? What are you doing to treat this individual using an evidence-based treatment protocol? So thinking about how many you can use and how many you can get experience with. And then your opportunity to develop your personal style and approach to the therapeutic work. Interdisciplinary approaches, it's going to be really important to work with folks across the field. So do you have an opportunity to participate in any sort of integrated care or multidisciplinary professional team meetings? That's going to be really helpful. Making sure that you have adequate supervision, and then any other opportunities that feel, you know, good for you. Any sort of population that you feel really strongly about or you want to advocate for, or an opportunity for social justice, you want to make sure that your site has that. Another really great thing, if any of you are interested in addictions work or understanding addictions work, thinking about co-occurring treatment at your site might be something that you can learn as well. So this is going to be linked right into Blackboard, but it's just something to help you to understand what your site is all about and if that's the right site for you. The rest of your to-do list. So you want to complete the internship site information form. It's right in Blackboard, no later than December 1st. People go away for the holidays. It's really hard to get folks after like December 15th, definitely. So I want to just get, there's a lot of agreements that the sites have to sign with Warner. So I want to be able to get those all done. Yin Long and I will vet the site. All sites must be vetted before you can start. You all need liability insurance. So you can get liability insurance, I believe it's for free through the American Counseling Association. As a student, you can get it for free for a year. If it's not free, I think it's like $65 or something. But you have to upload a copy of your liability insurance to Blackboard. I'll put a link up there. You cannot start at your site until you have liability insurance. You are covered by the University of Rochester's insurance as well. But you need your own liability insurance. There's also, this probably won't apply to you though. It's not going to apply to you. If you did an internship like in fall and spring, there's special forms you have to fill out to be able to go practice at your site while school's not in session. But that's not going to happen to you guys because you're going from January to August.
I have a question. What if you're going to do your internship where you work at? You still need the liability?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're working in a different capacity.
Okay. No, I'm okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
No, because in my field I do carry cases. I'm going to be starting to carry cases for my job. So that will give me the opportunity to do the work with the clients and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's different from what your job is though, right?
I'm a supervisor, but we have to carry cases. We have to carry like 5 cases. We do consultation already. I sit with like other collaterals like ACS and stuff like that with meetings and stuff. And so we do, I do most of the stuff that you are requesting from us.
Yeah, you're going to be doing it through the lens of a student LMHC though. So you need that liability insurance.
Okay, no problem.
Yep. Once your site is vetted, we will reach back out to you and you can begin the paperwork. All the paperwork will be on Blackboard. I'll get it all up there for you. There's contracts that have to be filled out. I think there's like 6 or 7 documents that your site supervisor has to fill out. So once your site is vetted, we'll let you know right away and I'll give you like a flow chart of how to do that. The last thing you have to do, registration opens up October 30th. You all need to register for EDF 458B. You have to make sure that you register for the one that says B. That's the synchronous one for the bridge program.
Hey, Danny, how are you? There you go.
All right, what questions do you guys have? I'm going to link this PowerPoint right into Blackboard too, so you'll have it. And this is recorded, so you can listen back to it. Who has a site already?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
I do as well.
Okay, 3 people.
I think I do.
Okay.
I have two options. Can I split my time between both?
You can, yeah. It gets a little complicated with like double the paperwork, double the evaluations, all of that kind of stuff, but we can talk about it.
Okay, or I can save one for internship one, the other for two. Is that better?
Yeah, we'd like you to stay, you're supposed to stay in the same place for both semesters just because of continuity of care for clients. You don't want to be there for 3 months and then not be there anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but we can talk about how to split up your time.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, so I will link all this up on Blackboard. And so really the only thing you guys have to do is make sure that you register for the course. And as soon as you get a site, make sure that you fill out that Google form. And when you fill out the Google form, shoot me an email that said I just filled out the Google form. So I know that I can go ahead and vet your site. If you're having a really hard time finding a site, reach out and we'll see if we can help with that as well. Sound good? All right, everybody, I'm gonna stop